I don't often agree with Grace Randolph, but she was absolutely right about Galadriel from Amazon's Rings of Power.
She makes Galadriel both an elven Mary Sue and an elven Karen who would like to speak to the manager.
What is a Mary Sue? Mary Sue is a term used to describe a fictional character, usually female, who is seen as too perfect and almost boring for lack of flaws. Originally written as an idealized version of an author in fan fiction. Your character might be a Mary Sue if she has no flaws to speak of, she's a fictionalized version of the author, she saves the day every single time, she's drop-dead gorgeous, or she's a fictionalized version of who the author wishes to be. In short, Mary Sue characters are those who live in the black and white planes of the paper thin. She's idealized to the point that she's unrealistic as a person, and worse, uninteresting as a character. We get a flashback to Galadriel as a child, testing out a paper boat she made.
It's not going to float. It's going to sail.
Even as a child, Galadriel is perfect. On apparently her first try to make a paper boat, she makes the most amazing, best paper boat ever. Next up, we get to see Galadriel with her brother, who has been killed in the war.
And there, in the darkness, his vow became mine.
Of course, it is all about Galadriel, and how her brother's death affects her, and how she is the only one who can fulfill his vow now. We flash forward to Galadriel climbing an ice mountain. There is no setup, we know nothing about Galadriel's life experience.
I wish I could be one of them.
All of the men climbing with Galadriel are taking their time and appear to be working together. But Galadriel is the best ice climber ever, jumping around, catching herself by driving her short knife into the ice instead of using an ice pick like the others. We later see the group fighting their way through an ice storm.
Commander! Wait, no! We keep moving! Galadriel! Stop!
Commander Galadriel cannot be bothered to slow down for one of her fallen and possibly injured soldiers. I guess if they can't keep up with her, they're useless to her. Despite the soldiers' doubts, we find the place that Galadriel was looking for.
This is it. This is where the orcs gathered after Morgoth's defeat.
How the hell does Galadriel know that this is the place the orcs gathered? I guess she is omniscient as well as perfect in every way. One of Galadriel's men has lost feeling in his hand, and he can't feel the warmth from his torch.
My hand is past feeling.
No. This place is so evil, our torches give off no warmth.
So how does Galadriel know that the torches don't give off warmth because the place is evil? I guess these guys are lucky to have Galadriel with them, who knows everything. After that, they just need to figure out which way to go.
This way.
How can you be certain?
It's colder than the rest.
Okay, so Galadriel knows that they want to go towards the cold. Apparently that's where the evil is. I guess she watched Supernatural on the CW and figured out that cold spots mean ghosts are evil. I guess more likely the writers are big fans of the CW. Thankfully, Galadriel's psychic powers discover a hidden door that none of her men noticed.
A door was filled in here. Bring it down.
Good thing Galadriel can smash through huge blocks of ice with her fist. Galadriel manages to find a hidden chamber.
Water.
Thankfully, Galadriel figures out how to reveal Sauron's mark with the water, as her underling looks on in amazement at how awesome she is.
This mark was left as a trail for orcs to follow.
We'll know that the mark was left for the orcs to follow. Her brother's dead body had Sauron's mark on it. Was that left for orcs to follow? I don't understand. If anyone else understands, let me know. Now Galadriel's men come across a snow troll. I think just calling it a troll would have sufficed, or maybe calling it an ice troll would have sounded cooler, but whatever. What were there, about 8 battle-hardened elven warriors with probably hundreds of years of fighting experience? Of course, the snow troll completely destroys all the men, but never fear, Galadriel will come to the rescue. Why did Galadriel's lieutenant put his sword down for Galadriel to make her physics-defying leap? Is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Galadriel the only elf trained to fight a snow troll? As one might expect of Mary Sue Galadriel, she defeats the snow troll effortlessly, and even managed to show off some fancy, non-combat sword flipping and spinning moves to impress her men, and really rub in just how inept they are. As the snow troll still shows some signs of life, and starts to rise, Galadriel unconcernedly pops it in the head with her brother's knife to finally kill it. I bet those other shoulders were embarrassed by how easily Galadriel killed the troll. At least the ones that weren't crushed to death, that is. At the end of episode 1, Galadriel is rewarded with a boat trip to the Undying Lands. She decided, screw this, and jumps overboard. It is a bit odd she didn't make this decision a bit sooner, as to get back to Middle-earth would mean she would have to swim the equivalent of crossing the Atlantic Ocean, but hey, we're talking about ROP Galadriel. I'm sure it'll be no big deal for her.
She makes Galadriel both an elven Mary Sue and an elven Karen who would like to speak to the manager.
What is a Karen? Karen is a pejorative slang term for an obnoxious, angry, entitled, and often racist middle-aged white woman who uses her privilege to get her way or police other people's behaviors. In this scene, the troll fight has just ended, and Galadriel is ready to continue to follow the trail.
The order is given. We march at first light.
Then you shall do so alone.
You know, Galadriel might not be the best commander to have. She is completely oblivious to the fact that her men were just wrecked by the snow troll. Some of them had to be seriously injured or killed, but she is only concerned with what she wants. Galadriel reluctantly returns home and is speaking with apparently one of her few friends, Elrond.
I am not some courtier to be placated by idle flattery. I demand to speak with the king directly.
This scene was great. This is a classic Karen move. I want to speak to the manager.
Are you going to arrange an audience or not?
Yet another demand to speak to the manager. Next is another great example of a Karen.
But you have not seen what I've seen.
I have seen my share.
You have not seen what I have seen.
This clip is very much an early version of, do you know who I am? Or, do you know who you're talking to? There are many more examples of Galadriel's Mary Sue and Karen behavior, and I'm sure there will be many more to come. Bye for now.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out.